Before I start this video, I want to thank everybody that like, comment, share, and subscribe. I see it. God see it. Blessings to you and your situations. Just in case you don't make it to the end of the video, I wanted to thank you now. Thank you. And I mean that.
Is going to lose the war against Iran. And only Arabs saw this coming. Here is why. Iran did not just wake up and decide to fight America. They have been preparing for this exact moment for 20 years. They even ran a practice war last year just to study how America fights. Think about that. While America was sleeping, Iran was training. Now here is what the news is not telling you. Iran is not trying to win on the battlefield. They do not need to. They are cutting off the food supply to the entire Gulf region. They are targeting the water supply. Saudi Arabia gets 60% of its water from desalination plants. One drone strike and 10 million people have no water in 2 weeks. No water means Saudi Arabia falls. Saudi Arabia falls means the petrodollar dies. Petrodollar dies means the American economy collapses from the inside, and it gets worse. America is spending millions of dollars to shoot down Iranian drones that cost $50,000 each. They are literally going broke, trying to defend themselves. This is not a war America can win with bombs, and deep down they know it. Arabs have watched this pattern destroy empires for centuries. Now the whole world gets to watch it happen in real time.
The 13th country just got involved. We're a lot closer to world war than you think. Only Jews know exactly what's happening. Here's everything you need to know. Started with 3 countries the other day. Today it's 13. Why does war always expand? Because expansion is the goal. Today Iran struck UK bases in Cyprus. First attack on European soil. Cyprus demanding entire EU respond. That's 27 more countries potentially involved. 3 becomes 13, becomes 40. How does this happen so fast? They create incidents to drag neighbors in. But here's the real conspiracy. Same day Cyprus got hit. Qatar and Saudi energy facilities attacked. Qatar supplies 20% of world's natural gas. Operation suspended. Europe can't get energy. No energy forces Europe into the war. This is manufactured escalation. Here's the pattern. World War I started with 2 countries, ended with 32. World War II started with 2, became 50. Wars expand when expansion is profitable. Who profits? Defense contractors. 3-country war, limited sales. 13-country war, unlimited demand. BlackRock owns Lockheed, Raytheon, Northrop. More countries.
You see, they're going to make it seem like this war right now is because of money and oil. Yes, it's going to be a big world war and it's going to get bloody, and we see it. We see the beginnings of it right now. But they're making it seem like it's because of oil and money and territory. When I'm here to tell you it's because the chosen ones has woken up. They need a reason to put that AI out. Look, it's going to be so many people that disappear. I'm talking about American soldiers. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, they're not going to be playing with regular soldiers no more. All this shit is about to be AI. We are about to see an AI spiritual war. But why? Because the chosen ones is woke. So they got to destroy everything before they judgment come. That's why. That's why. No matter what these people say, that's the real reason. Because the ones that was asleep, they're no longer asleep.
Here's what's coordinated. Energy attack. Same day as Cyprus. NATO calls Iran threat to Europe. UK gives US their military bases. All within 48 hours. BlackRock owns energy companies and defense contractors. Energy crisis benefits them. War expansion benefits them. They profit twice. NATO says staying out. But UK already giving bases. That's participating, not staying out. 13 countries today. 30 next week. Never believe wars stay small. Always expect maximum expansion.
Good morning. Oh my God, it's the afternoon. Donald Trump is preparing to invade Cuba. He sent out a notification saying that in 50 years it looks like they're ready for a regime change. While he's conducting attacks on Iran and different areas and different bases because of the attacks on the military against the United States. There are 17 countries involved in this conflict as of now. And with the incident of Turkey, that activated NATO to send warships in that area. The Strait of Hormuz is shut down. And there are people on this app that thinks that's a positive thing, but it currently is the reason why gas prices are going up by $30. Americans are not even noticing it because they currently are just used to going to the gas station and not looking at the price. Unless they're the Americans that are pinching dollar for dollar. Those are the Americans that have to pay $10 or $20 or $30 to set it up, which is going to hurt them in the end because it's not going to be the same gallons that are going in that are pursued out before. This comes after he had a meeting with the Latin American countries signing new deals, and he decides to come out of nowhere and say that he's going to probably invade Cuba, and that Cuba should get ready. Iran came out of nowhere and let everybody know we're not stopping this war, and the United States of America doesn't have to worry about us coming over there. We'll just meet them where they stand, which gives us as Americans a little bit of time because they said they want to attack us on soil for a little bit.
They need a reason to put everybody back to sleep so we won't see shit like this. Look at this. This been all over social media for the last couple of days. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. It's funny. It's real funny. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. But look what's out. You hear what I'm saying? So they need to put us back to sleep because it's only going to get worse for them. You hear what I'm saying? It's only going to get worse because we could see them now. We could see them.
Thank you. But now we have the situation of us invading Mexico for El Mencho, us invading Ecuador, us invading Cuba, getting ready to do that, and obviously Venezuela. Because if things go too far, just like Germany and the West during World War I, going into World War II, neighboring countries can turn against each other. Let's get something straight. Russia has the most nuclear weapons and produces the most oil for China. So the people that think that Donald Trump is doing something right now, trying to hurt China and Russia, that's not the case, but they have gotten involved in the chat. It was never Venezuela or Iran. These are personal vendettas that have been set up since the 1960s by congressmen you know by name, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell. The rhetoric that has existed for over 10 presidents. We literally conducted a similar behavior during the Shah overthrow and the Iranian Revolution of 1979, where Iranian students went into Tehran, Iran in a diplomatic building and they took 52 hostages of the U.S. diplomats, held them for over 400 days. Presidential exchange took place, a whole administration change. No war. We had no war after October 23rd of 1983, where 200 Marines were murdered by a bombing that took place in Beirut, Lebanon. But then we silently invaded Lebanon in the 90s. Pay attention to where we're deploying troops and activating them, because we've already had troops in Cuba. Taking this day by day. Look alive. Bye.
We are currently watching the early stages of World War III. Right now, new intelligence reports suggest China could soon become directly involved in the war surrounding Iran. According to reporting from CNN, U.S. intelligence officials believe the Chinese government is prepared.
What are you talking about? China is already involved. That's where all of the fentanyl come from. Look at Phoenix. Go to Phoenix and look at the devastation. What fentanyl do to people. And it comes from China. China is already involved. All of the world leaders are involved. All of their names are on the same list. They're all brothers and sisters and cousins. You hear what I'm saying? So when we see this war, no matter how big it is, they all know what's going on. They're not enemies. It's them against us. You see? It's them against us. And China has always been in on it.
Preparing to support Iran with financial assistance, spare parts, and missile components if the conflict continues to escalate. And China wouldn't be the first major power stepping in. Russia is already involved. The Washington Post reported that Russian intelligence has been helping Iran identify potential targets, including American naval vessels, military bases, and other strategic assets across the Middle East. If those reports are accurate, we're no longer looking at a simple regional conflict. China's interest here isn't ideological, it's economic. China depends heavily on oil moving through the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical shipping lanes on the planet. A massive portion of its imported energy passes directly through that narrow stretch of water. If that route closes or becomes unstable, China's economy takes a direct hit. So Beijing has powerful incentive to make sure Iran stays strong enough to keep that oil flowing, which means we could be entering a dangerous geopolitical alignment. Russia backing Iran, China supporting Iran economically and militarily, and the United States and its allies positioned on the other side. If that dynamic continues to harden, this conflict could expand far beyond the Middle East. And that's something the entire world should be paying attention to. Stay alert. This situation is developing fast.
Are these people shocked at the type of missiles that Iran is putting out, the ones that are splitting up? And you guys are like, how can they make missiles like this? How come America doesn't have missiles like this? Y'all really don't know about Iran. These are the kings and queens of mathematics. Algebra? Ring a bell? The country has a 99% literacy rate, ranked first place in astronomy and astrophysics. And you know who's doing all the mathematical and scientific work behind the scenes?
I don't know about all that. If she felt that good about Iran, she should be living over there. But anyway.
But that power that you talk about, that ruled this world for 5,000 years, they want it back. They want their world back, and they'll stop at nothing to get it. As I said, we've already fought wars. We've already lost millions of people, and they still have not won. Lucifer and his followers were originally in the Garden of Eden separated from higher Adam. You'll recall this argument that Lucifer had with God after he was called out, like, hey, what did you do to Eve? Eve immediately confesses, says, look, this is what happened. And so God said, all right, I'm going to try to clean up this mess. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to crawl on your belly for the rest of your days and eat dust. And that didn't sit too well. So he said, well, if you do that, if you curse me for the same thing that we do on every single world, then I'm going to take all the bodies that you make for Adam and Eve, and I'm going to possess them. And then God in the Bible, in Genesis, takes this amazing step. He creates what he calls enmity. He says, I will put enmity between thee and the seed of the woman. He'll have power. You'll have power to bruise his heel, and he'll have power to crush your head. In other words, it's our choice as to whether you take us or not. But I'm saying somehow, you're right, somehow Lucifer figured out how to get his spirits into physical bodies on this planet. I don't know exactly when it was done, but I can tell you, evil is born on this world. It is born evil. It grows up evil as a child.
Serpent
it is
seed.
An evil young man. It is
Serpent
an evil
seed.
adult. They enjoy hurting other people.
We said within a 50-mile radius from this point here, there is an underground laboratory where all this Frankenstein stuff is going on. While our government thinks that we're preserving our soldiers by building a super soldier of a kind of a cybernetic thing, they're actually reinstalling the disembodied spirits we call demons back into a body, and this is their resurrection. This is what they're creating as an army that's going to turn back on them, because they don't have three dimensions. They don't have a spirit, soul, and body. They got maybe a soul that's weakened and a body, but the evil spirits are the ones controlling and operating everything. So our military is being manipulated.
But what this points to, at least from my perspective, is that we're not dealing with extraterrestrials. We're dealing with something that is meddling in mythology. And like I said before, using the pin of physiological constructs to author its own mythology. To where you and I, like I said before, our ancestors believe they were demonic. Why? Because they manifested as demonic. This is no different than when Ed Warren was on a case and he said that he witnessed a real demon. And somebody said, well, what did it look like? He said, well, it had horns. Okay, let's test that. Let's go back into antiquity. When did the horned demon originate? Okay, it wasn't there. That was literally was a belief system that our ancestors just put on and kind of projected upon the phenomenon. But what that is, though, my friend, is we caught the phenomenon in real time as it leans into an archetype that has no real historical record.
What if it's not? So our ancestors, ancient ancestors, or not even ancient, our ancestors, it manifested to them as somewhat demonic.
That's what I'm saying.
And it still kind of does now, but now I would say majority is it's kind of a mix, or maybe a little bit more of manifesting into our loving space brothers.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like it's not just authoring its own mythology, but it's using an avatar that we cannot really vet. I mean, the two portions of our existence we are the most ignorant of. I say death and the outer space. I mean, the third one would be, at the bottom of the oceans, of our oceans. But what it comes down to is we cannot vet this. And the reason our ancestors believed in these archetypes, it's not because they just woke up one day. No, it's because that was what the phenomenon gave them to believe in. Right? And then so now as it evolves according to our awareness of it, it's changing its archetypes. And now what we have is exactly the point you just made, the alien, the extraterrestrial, which now it's pushed us in a corner to where we cannot verify the nature of the message. Is it beneficial, or is it a Trojan horse? More than that, is what they're telling me, is that actually true? Can I actually believe in their message? And so where we're at right now in all of this, it's sad, but it's true. Now it's like, okay, how do I verify the truthfulness of your message to humanity? Oh, that's right. Phenomenon. Manifestation. Something that would impress anybody.
Now, for the people that don't want to accept that they've been deceived since they've been on this earth, or for the people that like to defend these celebrities, or for the people that like to say we got it wrong and that we're reaching, I want you to pay attention to this. This is not even the Hollywood experts. It's like everyday people that's able to do this deception and that's good at it. And a lot of people try to act like that we're reaching or we're just lying about this shit, man. Just watch this video and it'll show you. People wear these masks.
Yeah, people be wearing these masks in the grocery store. He need his ass kicked.
Still want to be my boyfriend?
He need his ass kicked.
So what is this place? Is it like the back rooms? Because there's a lot of people in the comments that they say that they've been here in their dreams. And there's hundreds of these comments that people say that they have dreamt of this place. And as you can see, here's just a few of them like that. You can read them for yourself. Now, I've read a lot of stories, and even from scientists that do say that when we're dreaming, we are in a different realm, or even possibly even a different dimension. Now, could this even be a different reality? That's why some of these dreams are so vivid and seem so real. And who's actually
That's where they grow the NPCs.
Recording and documenting all these dreams? Is this some type of social experiment? And if any of you have dreamt of these places, I'm just very curious to know. Because what are these cloud cities, and why do they always look empty? And really, if these are dreams, what are they trying to say?
You know what that looked like? It looked like the abandoned Chinese ghost cities. They built all of these cities, skyscrapers, houses, all of that, and nobody lived there. It's like hella creepy.
So
we don't get it. We are the gods. Who are to come is our own self. That's what the whole Christ mechanism is all about. You see what I'm saying? There is no God but man, because man is the acting agent of God. It's something like God is called the nothingness. It has all the potential in the world. But without a plug or without a machine that actually takes the electricity and turns it into something, it's just what you call stagnant. You see, it's not connected. So we are the agent, or what you would call the perfecting agent of God, of the nothing. So therefore, we don't supposed to be bound down to the nothingness, because the nothingness put itself in motion as us to do what the hell it wants. But somehow in his journey to do what he wants, he got hit in the damn head, and the other part got separated, and the other part looking back thinking that's God, and it's the same damn shit.
How did researchers discover traces of human DNA inside McDonald's meat? Tests allegedly found around 2% human DNA in fast food burgers. The number spreads fast because it sounds shocking, but few people ever ask where it actually came from. When food labs test meat, they often use DNA sequencing to identify biological material in a sample. These tests are incredibly sensitive. They can detect microscopic traces from almost any organism present in the environment. Inside massive meat processing facilities, thousands of pounds of product move through grinders, conveyor belts, and packaging lines, while workers handle equipment and inspect food. Humans constantly shed tiny particles like skin cells and hair fragments, and those particles carry DNA. Because modern tests can detect extremely small traces, human DNA can sometimes appear in processed food samples simply because people were present during production. But the viral posts rarely mention that context. Instead, the number gets repeated again and again until it sounds like something far more sinister. So the real mystery remains. Was the 2% human DNA claim misunderstood? Or what exactly did those original tests actually find? You be the judge. If you're aware...
Have any questions? Go to your corners, come out ready to fight.
Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the LFA featherweight division. TJ Britton, bad news with the red tape.
You ready? Fight!
Green shorts, a
This
very
gonna be
confident Solo Hatley Jr. He's got the blue tape and white trunks. Glad you could join us on Access TV Fights, LFA number 67 from Branson, Missouri. Again, Britton with the 10-inch reach advantage in the arms.
That's
See if he can take advantage of that.
That's 5 inches per side.
Hatley Jr. said he's fought guys who are 6'2" and 6'5", I believe, at once. He said he'll use his movement. He'll get in and get out quickly.
Whoa. That right hand came quick. Stung him with that one. Quick. Oh, his kneecap got hit, and he kind of grimaced.
That is Solo Hatley Jr. dropping the bomb.
Should I say
Let these people tell you, these perverted, these are the boule. These are the bloodlines of these 3 sellout niggas that sold us out. Carter Woodson, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Booker T. Washington. And these people are allowed to succeed because they're from this bloodline. These people are all Luciferians sewn into the Luciferian bloodline. Let me show you what they're into.
everybody, you got one? But girls don't do that.
My shit running. Titty took my ass.
Now, I guarantee you, this was part of a ritual punishment where he had to publicly do this shit because of some punishment, some shit he did, and he was told to do this shit as a punishment, humiliation ritual.
My shit been running ever since. My asshole been open more than this been ever in my life. When I try to fart, my shit come out.
Who does this to themselves? Who does this to themselves? This nigga ain't lying. He was told to do this shit, and he better do it.
It's crazy. Bro, my asshole been open.
This is the sick ass shit these skull and bones are into. Dr. T.
That's why you see a lot of those like angles on those buildings, like those little slants right here. Look at them all. They're all dressed in their Sunday best like they just came from church. None of them look like they're destitute. They're just hanging around, having a good old time, doing absolutely like nothing. Standing in groups. One guy over there just standing in the middle of the rubble. Like, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about like founders, inheritors. Like, these to me look like the inheritors just like rolling up from the underground or wherever they came from to the ruins, the post-reset ruins of San Francisco. And they're all just like standing around in staging areas. See these little like tent areas popped up here and there. But they do not look like people that lost everything. They look like people that are like coming to stake a claim. A lot of these people look very well-to-do. They're just kind of standing around assessing what buildings they can salvage and repurpose. These are the city founders. Yeah, I agree, Scott. One conversation with any of these characters, it would have been great. One that would actually talk. I've heard a lot of people tell me some of these stories their elders have told them, that giants were absolutely real, airships, stuff like that. We've even talked about Tartaria, but most of us never really gave what our elders took with much seriousness when they were still around.
Cardi B is an actual plant, bro. She don't got one song where she need to be promoting transhumanism, looking like an AI Neuralink. So her brain opens up and it goes into her mind. And it shows all the workings of her inner brain. And the people in the crowd are just sitting there recording. Woo! Yeah! Just giving their energy up. Y'all still going to concerts like this and think, oh, this is so advanced, this is so futuristic. So now they showing the neurons and the eons and all how your brain cords work. This look like a rewiring of the brain. Like, what kind of symbolism is this, bro? This is in her, bro. They just went inside a Cardi B mind and seen nothing but darkness. That's what they just showed us.
Right.
They just went into her inner pineal gland and it was nothing but a robot. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this looked like one of these advertisements. Transhumanism. Art Science Museum presents humans. So he's saying in the future there's going to be a bunch of AI museums?
Yeah.
Y'all going to...
On Tuesday, he is in the red gloves. Oh, it's over, Bennett, and it is over. Just like that. Wow. 54 seconds.
Have you heard of the guru Sanji Rohan, who can climb with just his feet through meditation, and he lives in that hole right there on the cliff. He has his home up there. And they said what was crazy is when he carried his sofa up, he just put it on his shoulders and he just climbed up with his feet and just got right in the hole. And a lot of US climbers now are trying to go and learn his ways because they're saying, I can become the best climber in the world if I can learn not how to use my hands. And so I'm curious what you think about it all.
He live in the hole.
Have you heard of the guru Sanji?
Hey, about a toilet every night. Did someone get their dreads ripped out? Nah, I cut my dreads off. This gym has an extreme problem with moles, and I had to get rid of them.
So if I plan on sleeping here tomorrow, am I at risk of getting bed bugs?
I almost guarantee you're gonna get them.
Almost every dorm in this gym
was just...
If you want to know somebody's real character, don't listen to just what they talk about. Listen to what they brag about. Listen to what they complain about. And listen to what they laugh about. Bragging reveals what they truly treasure. Complaining shows what they think they deserve. And what they laugh at, that reveals their heart. Most people can control what they say, but they can rarely control anything else. So try that and follow me.
And here I'm thinking YB will be different. When YB first came out, did y'all expect him to end up being like this? Wearing some shit like this? Not me. I'm thinking this man was gonna be on his Pac shit, his Tupac shit. Be rebellious to people like this. But nope. He's with them. Look at that fucking chain, fool.
He was always
Look at the chain. Look at the outfit. Just me looking at this shit, I'm like, he's gonna be the next Lil Wayne, fool. He's already going down the same route. The little rock star. YB the rock star. The emo. Shit crazy, fool. But then again, when you rap about the shit you rap about, it's not hard to believe you can sell your soul. Y'all let me know how y'all feel.
Scientists just copied a fruit fly's brain into a computer, neuron by neuron. No training data, no machine learning. It just woke up and started being a fly within the computer, effectively proving like a simulation. You could just copy a brain into a computer and it would just simulate reality. Nothing trained this fly to do that.
We've showed before about how a lot of the gamer boys these days are starting to look real ape-like with these indents in their head. Now their hands are starting to be affected.
Wow, no way.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit, that's gamer hand? Wow.
If you can see, the first comment up here is, of all the types of gaming you could mold your hands to, you chose a tablet. So this guy's not upset. This commenter is not upset that he molded his hands to a certain type of game, to a game. He's upset that the guy chose a tablet to mold his hands into. Not an Xbox, not PlayStation, you chose a tablet, which I'd say it's all dumb. But this guy's not upset about that. He's upset that he molded his hands to a tablet. It's like, yeah, I would have chosen Xbox. You know, that's what we're choosing now. What game station you want to mold your hands to? It's just weird. We've showed before about how a lot of the gamer...
Listen, I don't know who you think you are, but I've saved this parking space. I don't know if you've met my husband, but he's very tall. He's like a rugby player. He's huge. Okay. And I would suggest, if for your best interest, you do not park here.
An entitled Karen literally turns herself into a human traffic cone to block a driver from a parking space she claimed for her husband. Imagine circling a packed lot forever, finally spotting the perfect space, only to find a woman standing right in the middle of it. Her logic is absolutely flawless. Her husband is driving around, so because her two legs are planted on the asphalt, she legally owns a space meant for four wheels. It is textbook robber logic. She even has the nerve to threaten the driver with her huge rugby player husband, acting like someone needs to survive a UFC title fight just to park in a public lot.
That's crazy.
Dr. Remy Demi was finally able to get right underneath the pyramids in Egypt, in Giza, and this is what the first layer of room looks like. And trust me, there are many layers, and the video is going to blow your mind of the other layers. He did bring his camera and set it up on a tripod and film this. He had to go down by himself because no one else wanted to. They got too scared. But he's like, look, we're doing this for science. He is one of the leading top scientists in the world. So he said at the end of this tunnelage, at the very end, there was an access port door that...
So this guy's supposed to be running under one of the pyramids. Man, I don't believe this shit.
I don't think they meant to air this, but they accidentally in the background have these two guys who are sponsored by Monster. I don't know if this is NASCAR, PT, whatever that is. They're pouring bottled water into the Monster energy drink cans to then drink on TV. I guess, you know, they got to keep their sponsors happy. A little bit deceptive, not a huge fan of that, but also don't make me explain to you why you please should not drink Monster. I'm not going to get into the details. All I can say is it would be better if you didn't. I don't think that...
You need to watch this video.
If you're too nice, they'll use you. If you're too strong, they'll test you. If you're too kind, they'll take advantage of you. If you're always available, they'll forget your value. If you're honest, you make people uncomfortable. If you're too humble, they'll underestimate you. And if you forgive too much, they'll repeat the same mistake. If you trust too easily, you'll get deceived. If you're too patient, they'll drain your peace. And if you give everything, you'll have nothing left. The truth is simple. Anything in excess makes you vulnerable. Even something good, when it goes too far, can break you from the inside. You have to find the balance. Balance what you feel, what you give, what you tolerate. Because maturity is knowing how to adjust without losing who you are. It's not about being less. It's about knowing how far to go without losing yourself. Protect your heart, guard your energy, and have the clarity to know when to stop. Because the person who learns to balance it doesn't burn out. They grow stronger.
Thanks for watching, guys. Follow